Hi friends! Today we're going to be making 2 snowflake crafts. Now there's no snow on the ground right now, but hopefully we'll have some soon before the end of the year. My snowflake crafts are actually based on our summer reading program theme. Now what does summer have to do with snowflakes? Well, if you'll remember, our theme was Read Green, Live Green. And it's a good idea to be friendly to the earth no matter what time of year it is, whether it's in the summer, in the winter, fall, or spring. So both of my crafts today are going to be made out of materials that you have around the house and that would end up either in the garbage or in the recycling bin. But we'll use them to make some fun crafts first. So the first one is this paper towel tube snowflake. You'll see how I've decorated it here with some diamonds and snowflake patterns. I'll show you how to make that. And then the second craft is actually made using used dryer sheets. Those things that your grown-ups throw in the dryer to help make your clothes soft and static free. We're going to use them to make snowflakes that you can hang up around your house or decorate your windows or your door with. An added bonus to making these snowflakes is that before you hang them up around your house, you can ball them up and use them to have an indoor snowball fight without any mess. Both of the snowflake crafts that you will make today will have 6 sides. Why? Because that's scientifically accurate. We all know that each snowflake is unique, but snowflakes almost always have 6 sides. Sometimes they'll have 3, maybe 12, but never 4, 5, or 8. Why is that? It's because of the water molecules that make up snowflakes. Water molecules like to bond together or stick together in a 6-sided shape called a hexagon. For our first craft, which is this paper towel tube snowflake, you're going to need a paper tube. I'm using one from a roll of gift wrap, but you can use a paper towel tube if you have that, a pair of scissors, and markers or something to decorate your paper towel tube with. The first thing you're going to do is have a grown-up help you to cut the tube down to size. You can experiment with how long your paper towel tube is. The length of your tube will help determine the length of each of the arms of your snowflake. You're then going to, either yourself or a grown-up, cut 6 arms into the tube. So you just start from the top and cut down into the paper towel tube. Try to make each of the arms about the same size. And remember, snowflakes have 6 arms. Sometimes they'll have 3 or 12, but never 4 or 8. Once you've got that done, and you do want to make sure that they're all about the same depth down into the tube, you just simply open them up, and then it's time to decorate. You can see that I've just used a marker to draw some simple shapes on each of the arms of my snowflake, but if you have leftover beads or some paint or even glitter glue, you can get really fancy decorating the arms of your snowflake. If you make a bunch of these snowflakes, you can hang them up around your house as decoration. To make our next snowflake craft, you're going to need a used dryer sheet and a pair of scissors. Maybe your family already does a great job of protecting the environment by only using half of a dryer sheet for each load. But regardless whether it's a whole sheet or a half sheet, these are rectangles and we're going to need to turn them into squares. To turn your dryer sheet into a square, you're going to take one corner and fold it to the opposite edge. You'll see that it forms a triangle, which is 1/2 of the square that we're going to use. So you're going to cut off this extra part. It's really easy to cut through a used dryer sheet because they're really soft and fragile, which will turn them into beautiful snowflakes. So now you see we've got our square. We'll fold it back into that triangle that we just had. And now we're going to fold it in half again to make a smaller triangle. And now we are going to, from this point, fold it into thirds. So you're going to bring it up and do the same thing with this end, this side. And you'll see that you're going to end up with a shape that looks like this. These 2 extra pieces just get cut off. And now we have a very pointy triangle. To make our 6-sided snowflake, we're going to cut from about here up to that corner. And you should have a shape that looks like this. So now you're going to start cutting out small shapes from your snowflake, And what's really fun is that you can even cut off this tip and it'll make a very pretty center to your snowflake. And then you start cutting out small shapes from the sides. And I love the magic of this because you never know exactly what it's going to look like until you open it. That's the fun surprise part. All right, let's open it up and see. Wow, that turned out great. Here are two other snowflakes that I made. You can see that these two were made using the half dryer sheets, so they are smaller. Remember, you can use these to have a snowball fight inside before you hang them up. Ball them up, throw them, no cold, no mess, lots of fun.